You know, I really got to thank my mother for giving me the gift of music. She bought me a guitar when I was about 16 years old. And, we were living down in Houston, Texas at the time. She said, son, I know you don't know shit about music. I said, why don't you drag this guitar around with me, with you, and maybe one day you'll figure it out, you know. So I dragged this guitar around for a while, and my old man ended up getting a job working in the oil field down in Laredo, Texas, on the border of Texas and Mexico. I grabbed my guitar and grabbed my bag, and I jumped on the Greyhound bus, and I went down to Laredo to go see what my dad was up to, and walked into the house where he was living, and he was sitting at this table with these fellas, and they were drinking tequila and playing dominoes and snorting cocaine. And I was about 17 by then, you know, and it being a school night and everything, I decided to make myself at home, and I walked in, and one of the guys that was sitting at this table said, son, is that your guitar? I said, yes, sir. He said, you know how to play it? I said, no, sir. He said, well, let me see that thing. And he grabbed the case, he opened it up, and he tuned up my guitar, and he played the most beautiful mariachi song I'd ever heard. Yeah. And as he was playing it, I was watching him, and he was watching me watch him, you know. He got down, he said, you want to learn how to play the guitar? And I said, yes, sir. I said, very much, especially if you could show me how to play it like you can, you know. He said, well, sit down. I'll show you the song. It's called Malagueña. Yeah. He said, the first part goes like this. And that was all he showed me. He said, you chew on that for a few days. I'll come back, I'll show you some more. He said, you're kind of out of beer right now, so you get some more beer, I'll come back in a couple of days. So he did, he come back and he showed me the next part. He said, it goes like this. We did that, you know, for a couple of weeks or so till I could get all these little parts down, and I could play like this, you know. Yeah. And he said, now when you play that, you gotta get a real fucking mean look on your face, and you gotta... I said, because you're down here on the border, and these motherfuckers will chew you up, spit you out, eat you for lunch. So I'm gonna try this little song called La Malagueña, and then I wrote another song at the end of it, a bit about my dad and all those outlaws that I grew up with down there. Mira la chavala que tienes. Drove a 1985 step-side Chevrolet. And that night along the border, he'd slip across a river where no one knew his name. Then he'd rendezvous with Chavo, who knew of every back road along the Rio Grande. And in the village of Hidalgo, they'd fill that old step-side with cocaine to the brim. Then he'd hand the keys to Martha, the mother of his children, with one along the way. She'd drive on back to Tejas without a federal agent to ever ask her name. She would cry tears of rage. She knew that her disguise would never save her from the damned. She knew that she would lay beside old Charlie in some grave. We'll go, King Charlie. He never learned to fly, but he bought himself a plane. Because the money he was making overrun his duffel bags and damn sure changed the game. And outside of truth, the consequence, on the runway lit with candlelight, Charlie parked his plane. Well, in the back room of the ranch house, Martha filled Crown Royal sacks with Colombian cocaine. She would cry tears of rage. She knew that her disguise would never save her from the damned. She knew that she would lay beside old Charlie in some grave. Chavo and planned a double crossing as he brought the cargo in. But he never knew that Martha had been wiretapped and framed by a U.S. federal man. So with a pistol on his dashboard, Charlie drove to see the lights that were flashing on the ridge. When Martha shot him in the back, tied his boots to cinder blocks and pushed him off the bridge. She will cry tears of rage. 1985 step-side Chevrolet. And that night along the border, he still slips across the river because no one knows his name.